What's good, YouTube and Twitch? We're live streaming to both right now with a ban list discussion for you guys on a card that should definitely be coming back on the next ban list. And I find it super interesting because the card on the screen, along with its archetype Shadows, actually got it banned. As much as I want to see Construct back, and she's back in the OCG, there's another card back in the OCG that I think would be vital in certain decks for breaking the U-Link, an interesting mechanic with the card that we just got back in the 10s for what it does, and that card's name is Super Polymerization. This card reads, discard one card, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either side of the field as fusion materials. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to the card's activation, aka spells speed 4 in a sense, even though it's spell speed 2, because your opponent cannot even react to it with a card like Solemn Judgment that would completely negate the activation. It just ignores that and goes forward. So what's so good about this? Well, the game is completely plagued by something called the U-Link, which is filled with monsters that come down such as Linkuriboh, Mermaid, that have positive effects for the opponents and also negate such as Trigate Wizard, Bounces, and Firewall Dragon, and we don't have many powerful fusion archetypes currently in the game where Super Polymerization can truly take advantage of that. We have cards like the Invoked right now that are somewhat outside in, looking at Rogue, that really can't deal with the U-Link too well. And then we have Heroes, which really could come back versus the U-Link, because once you have the U-Link placed, you've got to actually deal with one of the two U-Link cards as a fusion material, and commonly we see Nightmare Mermaid and Linkuriboh in the place of the U-Link in the extra monster zone. So for Heroes, an interesting concept is Absolute Zero, which also then further can go into battle, force negates, force bounces, force what your opponent has to offer, and then somewhere along the line, maybe do something like evenly matched once you force that negate. It allows you to play the game through the U-Link in a way that you might not have considered before. And with Heroes, there's a specific point. We have coming up in a future product the Hero Structure deck, and we also just got the Jade and 10. But not only with the Jade and 10 Hero support, we got Mud Dragon, which makes Super Polymerization even more interesting because you can use any two monsters with the same attribute but different types. So in certain co-links, when you have those monsters linked together, you can actually perhaps slurp two of them into a card like Mud Dragon, and then continue up the line should you want into different fusion summons depending on your fusion deck. Now, I did say we don't have a currently overpowered or superpowered fusion deck, and with a ban list, we can expect other changes, right? And one argument is, well, once Firewall goes, things settle. No, we will see the U-Link continue with Firewall gone. I've actually seen videos, I've seen proof. We can see without Firewall, Topologic Bomber loops. We can see U-Links that just go the heck in, not with any concern to Firewall being there. Of course, you can scream all you want that, oh, one hand trap and that's done. No. You can actually play through Ash Blossom. Droll is about the hand trap that matters there, so we can see U-Links without Firewall's non-once per turn clause being abused, even should this see the ban list. But let's face it, Konami's probably going to find other ways besides Firewall to try to hit on the ban list and leave Firewall there. Oh, Ace, protagonist monster. I don't think that protects it alone, but I do think they'll try to leave it around for at least one more list, and we'll see how long that lasts. But we do have a fusion archetype on the horizon, and that's the Thunder Dragons. But they specifically need a Thunder Dragon and a Thunder Monster. So I don't think it specifically abuses Super Polymerization and your opponent's cards too much. And I don't think its ceiling is too big of a problem for Super Poly in a sense, except in the mirror match where you might find some awkward shenanigans. I think the higher ceiling here is for Invoked, where you can look at your opponent's cards like Trigate Wizard, an Earth monster, and if they, you know, somehow didn't U-Link you, they were leaving it as a negate and some discards, you have a chance to fight back with a big Moss monster, also slurping your opponent's negate, unco-linking certain cards, and starting to go in. But it's likely with Trigate, they didn't just drop down from their link zone, they probably dropped down from the extra monster zone. And that's where you see these two most, because they're so easy to link summon, yet still have positive effects for your opponent. So one dark monster brought up by the chat is Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which its only requirements is any 2 dark monsters. You take care of Link Rebo, you stop the ability to stop your own attacks, and you take something from your opponent and put something threatening out on the field that is very big boy, very big bodied, and able to go in. I feel like the ability for Super Polymerization to go into the co-link with a card like this, and generic cards along with its kind of thought and train of thought. 2 dark monsters. You're looking for cards like this with different archetypes, and of course with the new Megatins, which are still selling. Stores haven't sold out of these. Any 2 monsters with the same attribute. We're looking for generic abuse like this, where you can just start to go in, use your opponent's resources as your own, and break the U-Link. Because the U-Link is a mechanic that's learned to shut down Yu-Gi-Oh! Shut down play. Make sure you're not going. And Ibly actually stops Super Poly too. Ibly being around, you gotta Link summon first, and you gotta take care of their Link monsters. So you would have to do something like Tribute Summon Destiny Hero Malicious, and then go ahead and Super Polymerization out. You've got to have more cards than just Super Poly to really take care of the U-Link or start forcing those negates. So I feel like we've seen the balance in the OCG for Super Polymerization. We've seen a super busted mechanic such as Super Polymerization take place. But let's say that not every deck's U-linking, right? They're not all trying to set up like that. Of course, you have Mechaba, and then you also have really cool things. Like if they summon the Flamingo, as I call it, the Phoenix Nightmare, you have cards like Invoke Purgatrio that their effect doesn't activate to be able to go through a huge board of bodies, just all these different Link monsters. It's gaining attack off of them, and then it doesn't have to activate again to attack because it's a continuous effect that this card can attack all monsters. So you're looking at tools for other decks that bring them to the next level that you just gave support for in a set like Shadows in Valhalla that's actually failing versus MSRP on sites like TCG Player, giving it a boost, giving it the ability to play back in a better fashion than it currently had. Because let's face it, each ban list doesn't take care of every problem. It takes care of a lot of them, but not every. So for those unforeseen problems, you're also giving a boost to a deck you just gave support to, but isn't going in. Code of the Duelist, it took forever to get to the point where its support came to fruition, came to meta play, saw its place in the meta. How long is it going to take for the Alistair Link, if at all, to see meta play? It's going to take a heavy ban list and some support. That's where I think Super Polymerization plays into a fusion deck like this that's not as busted as Construct, because Construct has a generic light monster in its fusions, whereas Invoked, you have to play maybe fusion monsters you wouldn't play otherwise, but specifically because you're playing Super Polymerization to break cards in like Tri-Gate Wizard, you want that chance. You have to play something that's a little more dead in your extra deck that you normally wouldn't play in addition to it to make it that good, that busted. And again, I think forcing the negates later on so that in the battle phase cards like Evenly Matched have a chance to shine again, which are losing to negates. You're having to give your battle phase and force a negate and then try to go in main phase 2. There's a huge problem with that in current gameplay. So seeing that the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Focuses so much on the U-Link, so much on cards like these, being able to fill the board, Super Poly doesn't seem that busted anymore and actually seems like a great tool to come in, bust the U-Link wide open, allow you to play the game, and perhaps even main phase 1, maybe even link it away, because heroes have the ability to go into absolute zero, and if it leaves the field at all, you destroy all opponent's monsters. You're finding ways to try to force your opponent's negates in main phase 1 while using their resources in such powered ways that it just takes 2 cards sometimes to make that extra link, and then a bunch of resources from deck and extra deck. It's insane to me, and depending on what the ban list hits or doesn't hit, I'd love to see this as a factor, because we can see Firewall hit, like I said, down to 0, and we're still going to see extra links. But that's just my thoughts. Open chat's here too. Anything to add to the discussion, guys?
Not really.
Oh, big discussion adders. But seriously, I think that there's so much happening here that in the game, Super Poly's not as busted as it once was when you have this. But would you maybe rather see Construct, a generic thing that abuses lights in a sense, along with the Shadol archetype, where you have to play Shadols, or would you rather see Super Poly come in to try to bust open those U-boards? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the discussion, if you want to take part in it, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I truly do want to see what you have to say, because this is the first banlist discussion I think I've really just wanted to go into. I haven't seen a card like this mentioned in a while until chat brought it up here on the live stream that I thought, you know what? The current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually could really use this one card versus so many others. Oh, free my Stratos, free my Construct, free my shirt. Well, those are all cute and all, but they're not really impacting the OCG meta as much as we would have thought freeing them. But a card like Super Poly could actually shape the entire format of being able to break the U-Link by playing quote-unquote not bricks, but spaces in your extra deck you'd rather use other places. Again, let me know what you think about a card like this. Is it just too busted? Is it using your opponent's resources like that? Or do you think, you know, Fusion's more niche now, even with access to a card like Mud Dragon from the Megatons that everybody has? Do you think it's just too niche to have to run those things and then draw into Super Poly? We do have searchers for it. That's actually a point I almost forgot to bring up. The Predaplant engine can look at a card like this and go and dig for it. We have ways to search out Super Poly in 2018, but again, they'd have to get past those negates, stuff like Ibly. So I think we want to focus more on the U-Link for the discussion than the searchability of it, but I just don't feel it's too broken in 2018 here late in to be on the ban list. I think it's actually a tool that might be a necessary evil for the game for helping us get out, because you're gonna have to use what they leave in that extra monster zone and not generic things. Or if they build the big board without you linking, then you can kind of pick and choose. But those nightmare resistant boards using that Phoenix that's makes that whole board immune to battle, very important to maybe make a Purgatrio and just run it all over. I'm a big fan of bringing this card back. Let me know your fears and also maybe your advocation for this. I want to hear the other side of the argument too, trust me, for not bringing it back. But I'm a big fan currently of trying to go for it.